AI presents a lot of challenges in many different ways to different industries. So the most important ones being that AI comes with different types of bias. The data that goes into the AI system, the data that the system is trained on, and also the testing data might be biased. That's one type of bias and challenge for policy making. Then also the designer of the AI system might be biased and prejudiced, and that might creep into the design of the AI system. That's another challenge. And then AI systems might embed systemic bias. So for example, if an AI system deployed in healthcare in Africa has been developed by white males sitting in the Silicon Valley, using data from predominantly white male participants, this system should not be deployed in African countries where there are people of color. Otherwise, it is going to be prejudiced, it is going to make mistakes, and this is one of the greatest challenges in AI policy and AI governance. We do have some real-life examples. For example, when AI is used in hiring and recruitment, a lot of these systems are biased towards women, and we need to be aware of those when we use AI systems for helping in supporting our hiring decisions. Another challenge from a policymaking and regulatory perspective is the fact that a lot of AI systems are opaque. They're not transparent, they're not accountable, and they're considered black boxes. So what does it mean? What does this mean? It means that the designers of the system do not understand how the system makes the decision. And when AI systems are applied in critical infrastructure sectors such as healthcare, hiring, education, the policymakers or the decision makers should know how the system reached the decision, and also the ones who are affected by the decision should understand what happened and get a meaningful explanation. If the AI system is a black box and it's not transparent, this cannot be done. So this is a great challenge for AI policy and regulation. Well, let me start by saying that AI systems do not stop at national borders. Okay, so AI technologies, they travel across borders. So, for example, we use internet, we access websites, social media across the globe, not necessarily just in Macedonia. So this has consequences across borders. And then AI systems, they feed on data, they're trained and tested using data, and cross-border data transfers are also very important. So in terms of international standards, I would say there are two approaches to AI governance. The first one is risk-based AI governance, which has been spearheaded by the European Union AI Act. And it means that AI systems are regulated based on the risk they pose in the area where the system is deployed. For example, if an AI system is being deployed in healthcare, that AI system is considered high risk and it's heavily regulated. If, for example, a social media platform uses an ordinary chatbot for improving customer experience, this is not heavily regulated or not regulated at all. So this is a regional standard, the EU AI Act. For international standards, I think the most important ones in terms of AI governance are the standards developed by the ISO. So ISO 42001, and then the standards developed by the IEEE, and as well the frameworks which are developed by UNESCO in AI development and deployment in the public sector, especially in education. And also there are a lot of standards which are developed by the International Telecommunication Union, such as, for example, standards for deployment of AI systems in smart city infrastructure. Okay, so I think that modern governments, and we have examples of the government of, for example, the United States, European Union. It's a regional, approach to AI governance. Also, the government of Saudi Arabia, UAE, even the governments of India and Pakistan. They have all established, in the UK and Singapore, they have all established regulatory sandboxes. Those are safe spaces where governments collaborate with businesses, with private sector businesses that offer AI services and AI products before they're placed on the market without having a rigid regulatory structure. So I think what's most important for governments is that the governments should open up their data sets. They should be seen as collaborators, innovators, and facilitators, not as something which is heavily plagued by bureaucracy. Okay, so the business sector, for example, in Macedonia, there are a lot of small and medium-sized enterprises. I spoke with some of the owners here at the summit, and their major complaint was that the government is not reaching enough to hear what the problems are of small and medium-sized enterprises, especially in digital transformation and AI. So I think if the Ministry of Digital Transformation and the Agency for Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises, they open up, and start collaborating. And we have the new Minister for Digital Transformation. He's very agile. He is very forward-looking. So if they open up and start discussing these issues with the private sector and see what's out there in terms of AI services and products, and how the owners of these enterprises might find different markets apart from the regional market, the Balkans and Southeast Europe, and how the government can support them in doing so. It doesn't have to be funding, okay? It can be in providing technical advisory for legal compliance, or just creating a methodology for, AI governance or data governance, because this is also very important. I think this would benefit not just the government, but also the society, and most importantly, the private sector. And this collaboration between the private sector and the government, and also listening to the civil society in terms of the government being more inclusive in AI governance, is one of the paradigms spearheaded by different United Nations agencies, and also by the European Union and other advanced countries that have robust AI governance frameworks.